You believing that you have no control over
Have
your
you ever
own
woken up in a panic, heart
consciousness?
racing after dreaming that
When
you
you
were
fall
falling?
asleep at night,
Most people
your
brush it off as
consciousness
just another
naturally
weird
begins
dream.
to expand.
But what if I told you that
Your
this
awareness
experience
starts to
is
move
far more
beyond the
significant
limited
than you
physical
realize?
reality
What
that
if
we
these falling
experience
dreams are
during
actually
waking
a
hours?
spiritual attack,
Completely
a deliberate
natural and
attempt
safe
by
process.
interdimensional
But
entities
the
known as the
Archons don't
Archons
want you
to keep
leaving
you
your
trapped
body.
in a lower
They
state
don't
of
want you
consciousness?
exploring astral dimensions
Before we
where
go
you
any
might
further,
strengthening
make
and
sure
making
you hit that
conscious what's
subscribe
already
button
there.
and turn
We're
on
removing the
notifications
blocks and
because what I'm about to
interferences so
share
your
with you
natural
could
protection can
fundamentally
function
change
fully.
how you understand your dreams
This is
and your
not about
spiritual
adding
journey.
anything
The
external.
Archons are not
It's
some
about
made-up
clearing
boogeyman
away
from a horror
what's been
story.
suppressing
These are
your
ancient parasitic
consciousness
entities that have been
spreads through
recognized across
resonance,
countless
not
spiritual
through
traditions
force.
throughout human history.
One final
The Gnostics
thought
warned
before you
about
go.
them extensively.
Everything in the sky,
They described the
and then
Archons
suddenly
as
you're
beings
plummeting
who feed on
downward.
human energy,
That upward
particularly the
position
energy of
represents your
fear,
consciousness attempting to
anxiety,
rise
and
to
spiritual
expand to
ignorance.
access guidance and
These
protection.
entities exist in dimensions
This
just
practice
beyond our normal
strengthens your
perception,
energetic
and they have a vested
defenses
interest
and
in
makes it
keeping
much
humanity
harder for
asleep,
Archons
unaware,
to
and
manipulate
powerless.
your dream
When you
state.
dream of falling, you're not
You
just
also need to
experiencing a
examine your
random
waking life for
neurological
signs
event.
of archonic
You're experiencing a
influence. This is an
direct
ongoing
interference in your
practice, a
spiritual
commitment to your
development.
spiritual sovereignty that
Think about what
compounds
falling
over time.
represents on a
The more
symbolic level.
consistently you
Falling
work
is
with
about
these
losing
techniques,
control,
the stronger
about
your
descent rather than
energetic
ascent, about
boundaries
moving
become.
downward instead of
Think
upward.
of it like
In
building
the spiritual
muscle.
journey, we talk
Each time you
constantly about rising in
successfully navigate a
consciousness,
falling
about
dream with
ascending to higher
awareness
levels
and
of
in some
awareness,
text,
about
look
elevating
away
our
and read it
vibration.
again to see if it
Falling
changes.
dreams represent the
These
exact
habits will
opposite.
carry over
They
into
represent
your
being pulled
dreams.
back down,
Eventually you'll do a reality
being
check
kept
while
in a state
dreaming,
of realize
fear
you're
and
not awake,
helplessness.
and boom, you're lucid.
And that's
Once
exactly
you're
what the
lucid in a
Archons
falling
want.
dream,
They want you
face whatever
terrified.
presence
They
is
want you
there.
feeling powerless. They
Archons
want you believing
exist
that
in a
you have
certain
no
frequency
control
range.
over your own consciousness.
If you elevate your
You fall asleep at
frequency
night,
above
your
that
consciousness
range,
naturally
you
begins to
literally
expand.
move out
Your
of their
awareness starts to
reach.
move beyond
They
the limited
can't
physical
grab
reality
what
that we
they can't
experience during
touch.
waking hours.
This is when you're most
Meditation
vulnerable to
specifically
archonic
focused
interference, but it's
the
also when you're most
scientific
capable of
community
breaking
might
free from their
dismiss
control.
everything
The dream
we've
state is a
discussed
battleground.
as
It's where your higher
superstition
self
or
attempts to communicate with you
imagination.
to show you truths
That's
about reality.
when you dream
to
of
help you
falling,
remember
your
who you
physical
really are.
body responds as
But
if
the
the threat is
Archons
real.
don't want you to
Your heart
remember.
rate
They don't want you
increases.
accessing
Adrenaline
higher
floods your
wisdom.
system.
So they
Relate to
create
fear in
disruptions.
general.
They
Fear
create
itself isn't
fear-based
bad.
scenarios,
It's an
and one of their
important signal
favorite
that something
tactics
requires
is the
your
falling
attention.
dream.
But the Archons
The
have
sensation
trained
of falling
humans to
triggers
live
one
in
of the
a
most
constant
primal
state
fear
of
responses
low-level
in the human
fear,
body,
a
It's
background
connected to our
anxiety
survival
that never
instinct.
fully
When you dream of
resolves.
falling, your
As
physical
you clear
body
this
responds
out,
as if the
have you
threat
ever
is real.
woken up in
Your
a
heart
panic,
rate
heart
increases,
racing,
adrenaline
after
floods your
dreaming that
system.
you were
You wake up
falling?
in a state of panic.
Most people
and here's what
brush
most
it
people
off
don't
as just
understand.
another
That
weird
fear energy
dream.
doesn't just
But
disappear.
what if I
The
told you
Archons
that
feed
this
on it. They
experience
harvest it.
is
Your
far
terror
more
becomes their
significant than you
sustenance.
realize?
Every
What
time
if
you
these
wake
falling
up afraid
dreams
from
are
a falling
actually
dream,
past,
you've just
you
provided a
become
meal to these
increasingly
parasitic
resilient,
entities.
increasingly
But why falling
untouchable?
specifically? Because falling
Many
is about
people
separation.
report that
When you
after
fall in a dream,
implementing
you're being
these
separated from
practices
higher
for
realms.
just a few
Think about the
weeks,
imagery.
the
You're up
frequency
high,
of
maybe on a
falling
building or a
dreams
cliff or
drops
floating in the sky,
dramatically.
and then suddenly
Some
you're plummeting
stop
downward.
experiencing
That
fine.
upward position
But
represents your
quantum
consciousness
physics has
attempting to
shown
rise
us
to
that
expand to access
consciousness
higher dimensional
itself
awareness.
shapes
Fall
reality
represents
at the
archonic
fundamental
forces,
level.
literally pulling you
The
back down into
observer
lower
effect
vibrational
demonstrates
states.
that what we
It's an
observe
energetic
and what
attack
we believe
designed to
about
keep you
reality
confined to
actually
limited
influences
three-dimensional
reality.
thinking.
Sleeping space.
Now let's talk
Start
about what's
by
really
stating
happening
your
in your brain and
intention
energy
out
body
loud.
during these dreams.
Say
When you sleep,
something
your pineal
like,
gland
"I am a
becomes more
sovereign
active.
being."
This tiny pine
Now
cone
let's talk
shaped
about
gland
what
in
to
the
do
center
if
of
you
your
find
brain is
yourself
often
in a
called the
falling
third eye,
dream.
and for good reason.
This is where
It's your
lucid
antenna for
dreaming
receiving
becomes your
higher
greatest
dimensional
weapon.
information.
Lucid
Produces
dreaming is when you
DMT
become
naturally,
aware
which
that you're
allows your
dreaming while
consciousness
still
to
in the
perceive
dream.
realities beyond
It's
the
a skill
physical.
anyone can
The
develop
Archons
with
know
practice.
this. When you
They
become
know that
lucid
during
hours
sleep,
scrolling
especially
through social
during
media,
deep
feeding
REM
on
cycles,
negativity
you're
and
capable of
outrage. That's
accessing
lowering your
knowledge and
vibration
awareness
and
that
making
would
you
liberate you
vulnerable.
from their control.
Are you consuming
So they
entertainment
interfere
that
with your
glorifies
pineal gland
violence,
function.
fear, and
They
degradation?
create distortions
You're
in your
inviting
energy
that
field
energy
that
into your
manifest as
consciousness.
disturbing dreams.
Natural power.
The falling sensation is
Consider
also
also
connected
that
to
as you
astral
heal
projection.
from
Many
archonic
people who
interference,
experience falling
you may
dreams are actually on
experience
the
some
verge of an
shifts in how
out-of-body
you will be your
experience.
pillow.
pillow. Your consciousness is beginning to separate from your physical form,
negative
which is a completely
entities and
natural and safe
electromagnetic
process.
interference.
But the Archons don't want you
Amethyst
leaving your body.
enhances your
They
connection
don't want you
to higher
exploring
realms
astral
while
dimensions
providing
where you might
protection.
encounter your spirit guides.
Selenite
Access
cleanses
your
your
Akashic
Akashic
records,
field and
or see
maintains
through
a high
the illusions
vibration
of the
in
matrix
your
reality.
Because
So at
what
the
I'm
moment
about
your
to share
consciousness
with
starts
you
to
could
lift out of your
fundamentally
physical
change
form,
how
they
you
create a jarring
understand your
sensation
dreams
of
and
falling
your
that snaps you
spiritual
back into
They're
your body
showing
and
you
wakes you up
exactly
in
where you
fear.
need to strengthen your spiritual
Here's something else you need to
practice.
understand.
They're
Not all
revealing
falling dreams are
vulnerabilities in
Archonic
your energy
attacks.
field.
Sometimes a
They're
falling
giving
dream
you
is actually your
opportunities to
subconscious
practice
processing
courage
feelings
and
of losing
develop
control in your
lucidity.
waking life.
Every
Maybe you're
falling
anxious
dream
about a
you
situation at work.
successfully
Maybe your
transform
relationship
or wake
feels
up
unstable.
spiritual
Your mind
attack.
uses the
A
metaphor of
deliberate
falling to
attempt
process
by
these emotions.
interdimensional
The difference is in how the
entities
dream
known as the
feels.
Archons
A regular
to keep you
anxiety dream
trapped
about
in a
falling will
lower
feel
state
chaotic
of
but somewhat
consciousness.
familiar.
An Archonic attack
Before we
feels
go
different.
any further, make sure you hit that
malevolent.
subscribe button.
There's often
and
a presence
turn
in the
on
dream, a
notification
sense of
energy
something
response
dark
to focused
watching you or
intention
pushing
and
you.
willpower.
You might see shadowy figures.
Another powerful
you might feel
practice is
paralyzed
to
before
place
the fall
crystals
begins.
around your bed.
You might
or
experience
if
the
this
fall as
content
lasting
resonated
impossibly
with you,
long,
if it
with a
stirred
sense of
something
doom
inside
that goes
you that
beyond
recognizes
the
fear.
truth being spoken.
So what do you do about
Please
this?
hit
How do you
shift
stop the
your
Archons
response.
from using
Take
falling
deep
dreams to
breaths.
drain your energy and block your spiritual
Remind
progress?
yourself that
First,
you
you
are
need to
safe.
reclaim your power in the
Thank
dream
your
state.
body
This
for
starts
trying to
before you
protect
even go to
you.
sleep.
Then
Your
conscious
conscious routine
choose
is
to
absolutely
interpret
critical.
the
You need to create a
experience
protective
differently.
energy field
Tell
around yourself
yourself
and your
that was an
sleeping
arch,
space.
and
Start
that's
by stating your
exactly
intention
what the
out loud.
Archons want.
Say
They want
something
you
like,
terrified.
"I am a sovereign
They
being
want
of
you
light.
feeling
My
powerless.
dreams are my own.
They want
No
you
entity may interfere with my
visualize
consciousness
a
without
sphere
my
of
permission.
white or golden
You're establishing
light
boundaries
surrounding
in
your
the energetic
entire
realm.
body and
You're making it
expanding
clear
that
that you are not
subscribe button.
available to be fed
Turn on
upon.
notifications so you don't
Visualize
miss
a
any of
sphere
our
of white
future
or golden light
explorations
surrounding your
into
entire
reality
body and
and
expanding
the hidden
to fill your
forces
bedroom.
that shape
See this
human
light
experience.
as impenetrable to negative
Leave
entities.
a comment below and share
You
your
can call
own
upon protective
experiences
forces that
without-
resonate with
You'll
you.
start to
Maybe
notice
that's
the difference
archangels,
between
maybe it's your
real
spirit guides,
intuitive
maybe it's your own
warnings
higher
and
self. The
manufactured
specific
fear.
framework doesn't matter as much as your
You'll
intention and
become
belief.
more
Ask
disciplined,
for
allow your
protection during your
freedom
sleep.
to inspire
Ask that your dreams be
others.
guarded and that you be allowed to
When
access
people
only what
see
serves
that
your
you're
highest good.
sleeping
This
better,
isn't
that you're
superstition.
less
You're working
anxious,
with
that
real
you
energetic
have a
principles.
genuine
The Archons
peace
are
and
energy,
confidence
and energy
about
responds to
you,
focused
they'll
intention
start
and
asking
willpower.
questions.
Another
Then
powerful
you can
practice
share
is to
what's
place
helped
crystals
you,
around your bed
negative
or under your
ever
pillow.
touches you
Black
again.
tourmaline is
That's
excellent
not
for blocking
realistic
negative
or
entities
even
and electromagnetic
desirable.
interference.
Growth requires
Amethyst enhances
friction.
your connection to
Challenge
higher
is
realms
how
while
we
providing
develop
protection.
strength.
Selenite
What
cleanses your energy
changes
field
is your
and maintains a high
relationship
vibration
to
in your
these
space.
challenges.
These stones work
Instead
with your
of being
biofield
something
to
that
create an
happens
environment
to us
that's
where these
inhospitable to
entities
Archonic
prefer to
presence.
operate.
You can also use sound.
Some people experience
Playing
falling dreams
high-frequency
during
music
specific
or
times of
binaural beats
spiritual
designed
growth
for
every night
protection
before
and
sleep.
higher consciousness.
Something like,
while
"I am
you
divinely
sleep can keep your
protected.
vibration
My
elevated
consciousness
to a
is
level
sovereign.
where
I
Archonic
release all
entities
fear.
cannot
I call
easily
back.
reach you.
Playing
Now let's talk about what to do if you find yourself in
or
a falling
binaural
dream.
beats
This is where
designed
lucid
for
dreaming becomes your
protection
greatest
and higher
weapon.
consciousness.
Lucid dreaming is when
While
you become aware that
sleep
you're
can
dreaming while
keep
still
your
in the dream.
vibration
It's a skill
elevated
anyone
to
can
a
develop
level
with
where
practice. When you
Archonic
become lucid in a
entities
falling dream,
cannot
everything
easily
changes.
reach you.
You realize that you're in a
Information
reality
work
where
powerfully
consciousness
against
creates
Archonic
form, where your
influence.
intention shapes
Whether you
experience.
connect with
The
this
moment you
talking
become
to
aware that
God,
you're dreaming,
the
you can
universe, your
stop the
higher
fall.
self, or source
You
energy,
can literally
regular
will yourself to
communication
slow
with the
down,
divine
to hover,
strengthens your
to fly
spiritual immune
upward
system.
instead of falling downward.
Create a simple prayer
I
or
want you to start
affirmation that you
practicing
speak
reality
to
checks during your
liberation
waking
then you
hours.
realize.
Several
Don't
times
give
throughout
up.
the day,
Don't
ask
let the
yourself, am I
attacks
dreaming right now?
convince you
Look
to
at your hands,
abandon
try
your
to push your finger
spiritual
through your
path.
palm. Read some text, look away, then read it again to
see
see if it
them
changes.
as confirmation
These habits will carry
that
over
you're
into your
going
dreams.
in the right
Eventually,
direction.
you'll do a reality check while
You're
dreaming,
threatening
realize you're
the
not awake,
system
and boom,
of
you're lucid.
control.
Homework
Once
doesn't
you're
matter
lucid
as
in a
much as
falling
your
dream,
intention
face
and whatever
belief.
presence is
Ask
there.
for protection during your
Turn
sleep.
around in the
Ask
fall
that
and
your
look
dreams
up at
be
what's
guarded
pushing
and
you
that you be
down.
allowed to
When you
access
confront
only what serves
Archonic
your
energy
highest
with
good.
awareness and
This isn't
fearlessness,
superstition.
it loses
You're
its
working
power
with
over
real
you.
energetic principles.
These entities
The
rely on
Archons
your
are energy
fear and
engine
ignorance.
for protection.
The moment you
Create a
recognize what's
visualization of
happening
light
and
around
refuse
you.
to be
Place
afraid, they
crystals
cannot
near your
maintain
bed.
their
Speak
attack.
your affirmation of
You
sovereignty.
can also
Start a
reprogram
dream
the dream.
journal.
Instead
Commit
of
to
falling,
doing
imagine
reality
yourself
checks
sprouting
throughout
wings.
the day.
See
These
yourself
aren't
transforming into a
complicated
bird or a
rituals.
being of
They're
light.
simple
Fly upward with
practices
intention
that
and
create
power.
higher
Head toward the
dimensional
brightest light you can
awareness.
see in the dream
The
sky.
fall represents
This act of
Archonic
revering the fall and
forces
choosing to
literally
ascend
pulling
is
you
not
back
just
down
symbolic.
into lower
It's a real
vibrational
energetic
states.
victory over Archonic
It's an
interference.
energetic
You're training your
attack
consciousness
designed
to resist
keep you
manipulation.
confined to limited
You're demonstrating to these
three-dimensional
entities
thinking.
that you are not
to work
an
on
easy
raising
target,
your baseline
that you are
vibration.
awake and aware
The
and
Archons have an
unwilling
easier
to be
time
controlled.
affecting people who live in
During your
lower
waking
vibrational
hours,
states.
you need to work on raising your
characterized by
baseline
fear,
vibration.
anger, depression,
The Archons
and
have an easier
disconnection.
time affecting people
When you
who live
raise
in
your
lower
vibration
vibrational
through
states
practices
characterized
like
by fear,
meditation,
anger,
time
depression,
and
and
nature,
disconnection.
creative
When you raise your
disturbing
vibration through
dreams.
practices like meditation,
The
time
falling
and nature,
sensation
creative
is also
expression, eating
connected
high
to
vibration
astral
foods, and
projection.
cultivating
radiating joy
Many
and gratitude.
people who
You become
experience
less
falling
accessible to
dreams
these
are
entities.
actually on the
Think of it
verge
like
of an
this.
out-of-body
Archons
experience.
exist in a certain
Your
frequency
consciousness is beginning to separate
If you elevate
from
your
physical
frequency
form,
above that
which is
range,
eruptions,
you literally
they
move out of
create
their reach.
fear-based
They can't grab what
scenarios,
they can't
and one of their
touch.
favorite tactics
Meditation
is the
specifically
falling
focused on the
dream.
third eye and crown chakra is
Sensation
incredibly
of
powerful.
falling triggers
Spend
one
time
of the
each
most
day
primal
sitting quietly
fear
and directing your
responses in the
awareness to
human
the center
body.
of your forehead.
It's connected
Visualize
to
an
our
indigo
survival
light spinning and
instinct.
growing
Also
brighter at your third eye.
reprogram the dream.
Imagine this light
Instead
burning
of
away
falling,
any interference
imagine
or
yourself
blockages.
sprouting
Then move your
wings.
attention to the top
See
of your head,
yourself
your crown
transforming
chakra,
into a
and
bird
visualize
or
a
a
violet
being
or
of
white
light.
light
Fly
connecting you
upward
to
with
higher
intention
dimensional
and
guidance
power.
and protection.
Head toward the brightest
This
light you can
practice
see in the dream
strengthens your
sky.
energetic
This act of
defenses and
revering
makes
the
it much
photonic
harder for
attack and I
Archons to manipulate
survived
your
it.
dream
I'm now
state.
more aware.
You
I'm
also
going
need
to
to examine your
strengthen
waking
my
life for signs of
defenses. I
Archonic
refuse
influence.
to give my
These
power
entities
to
don't just
fear.
attack you in dreams. They will
Journaling your
constantly keep you
dreams is
distracted,
another
numb, and
essential
disempowered.
practice.
Are you spending
Keep a
hours
notebook
scrolling
by
through
your
social
bed and
media,
write down
feeding on
everything
negativity
and
and
outrage
anxiety
that's
and
lowering your
spiritual
vibration and making you
ignorance?
vulnerable? Are you consuming entertainment that glorifies violence, fear, and degradation?
Beyond
You're
our
inviting
normal
that energy into
perception,
your consciousness.
and they have a vested interest
Are you eating
in keeping
processed
humanity
foods that dull your awareness and
unaware
calcify
and
your pineal
powerless?
gland?
When you're doing the Archons work for
others
them,
find that when
every
they
choice
do
you
fall,
make
they
either
catch
strengthens
themselves
your
mid-fall
sovereignty
and
or
take
weakens
control
it.
of the dream.
The
These aren't
Archons want you
coins of fear
addicted.
itself.
They want you dependent
Fear
on
is the
substances,
primary
on
tool of
technology,
the
on
Archons.
external
They are
validation,
experts
on
at
anything
generating
that keeps you from
fear
looking
and
inward
then
and
feeding
discovering
on
the
the
true
energy it
power.
produces.
Every addiction is a
Falling
doorway for
dreams are
Archonic
just one
influence.
tactic in a
This doesn't
vast
mean you have to
arsenal
become a
of
monk living in a
fear-based
cave,
manipulation.
but it does mean you need to be
Key to
honest with
defeating
yourself
this
about
is
what you're
not to
allowing
never
into your
feel
mind,
fear,
body,
because
and energy
stones
field.
work with your
Start making
biofield to
choices
create
that
an
honor your
environment
consciousness
that's
rather than dull.
inhospitable to Archonic
This is practical
presence.
spiritual
You can
warfare.
also use sound.
Let's talk about the role of fear itself. Fear is the primary tool of the Archons. They're experts at generating fear and then feeding on the energy it produces. Falling dreams are just one tactic in a vast arsenal of fear-based manipulation.
To lift out of
The
your
key to defeating this is not to never feel
they
fear,
create
because fear
a
is a natural
jarring
human emotion.
sensation
The key is to
of
not
fall.
be controlled by fear.
But the
when you wake up from a
Archons
falling
don't
dream,
want
instead
you
of
to
lying there in
remember.
panic,
They
immediately
don't want
shift
you
your response.
accessing
Take
higher
deep breaths.
wisdom, so they
Remind
create
yourself
this
that
third
you
eye.
are safe.
And crown
Thank your
chakra
body
is
for trying to
incredibly
protect
powerful.
you. Then consciously
time
choose
each
to
day
interpret
sitting
the
quietly and
experience
directing your
differently.
awareness to
Tell
the center of
yourself
your
that was an
provided a
Archonic
meal
attack
to
and I
these
survived it.
parasitic
I'm now more
entities.
aware. I'm going to strengthen my
falling
defenses.
specifically?
I refuse to give
Because
my
falling
power
is
to
about
fear.
separation.
Journaling your
in a dream
dreams is
you're
another
being
essential
separated
practice.
from higher realms.
Keep a notebook
Think
by your
about
bed
the
and write
imagery.
down everything
You're
you
up
remember
high,
as soon
maybe
as you
on a
wake up.
building or a
Over
cliff
time,
or
you'll
floating.
start to notice
The moment
patterns.
you remember your
You'll
true
see
nature
connections
as
between
an
what's
infinite
happening in
being
your
of
waking life and
consciousness.
what's showing up
The
in your
moment
dreams.
you stand in your
You'll begin to
own
distinguish
sovereignty,
between regular
everything
processing
changes.
dreams and
Protective
genuine
action
Archonic,
interference.
and then to maintain
This
that
awareness
protection
itself
while
is
going about your
protective.
life with
You're bringing
joy,
the unconscious
purpose,
into
and
consciousness.
You're not trying
You're
to
shining
constantly
light
deeper
into the
universals
shadows
where
principles.
these entities prefer to
Protection
operate.
isn't something foreign
Some
or
people
strange.
experience falling
Every
dreams during
organism in
specific
nature
times of
protects
spiritual
itself.
growth or awakening.
Trees have bark.
Right when you're on the
Animals
verge
have
of a
skin
breakthrough,
and fur
right
and
when you're about to
shells.
step into greater
You have an
power and
energetic
awareness.
field
The
that's
attacks can
naturally
intensify.
designed to keep
This
out
is
what
the
doesn't
Archon's
serve
last
you.
ditch effort to
We're
pull you
just
back.
you. They
If you're
become
experiencing frequent
opportunities
falling
that
dreams
you
right now,
consciously
consider that you might be
engage with.
closer to liberation than you realize.
Instead of
Don't
being
give up.
a victim
Don't let the
of
attacks convince you
Archonic
to abandon your
manipulation,
spiritual
you
path.
become someone who
Instead, see
understands
them
what's
as confirmation
happening
that
and
you're
chooses
going
their
in the right
response
direction.
consciously.
You're threatening the system
Recipe.
of control. You're becoming
Share
dangerous
what
to
you
the
learn with
parasitic
others, but
structures
do
that
so
feed
wisely.
on human consciousness.
Not everyone is ready to
Prayer
hear
and
about
affirmation
Archonic
work powerfully against
your
Archonic
sovereignty
influence.
in the dream
Whether you connect
state.
with this as talking to God, the
Your
universe,
falling
your higher
dreams
self,
can
or source
actually
energy,
become a
regular
gift if you
communication
use
with the
them
divine
correctly.
strengthens your
More
spiritual
active.
immune system.
This tiny
Create a
pine
simple
cone
prayer
shaped
or affirmation
gland
in
in
the
the
center
center
of your
night
brain
before
is
sleep.
often called
Something
the
like,
third
"I'm
eye,
divinely
and for good
protected.
reason. My consciousness
It's your
is
antenna
sovereign.
for
I
receiving
release all
higher
fear. I call
dimensional
back all my
information.
power.
It
Only the highest
produces
frequencies
DMT
may enter my
naturally,
dream, which allows your consciousness
safe,
to
I
perceive
am loved,
realities
I am
beyond
free.
the physical. Speak these
The
words with
Archons
conviction.
know this.
Feel them in your body.
They
You're
know
not just
that during
saying empty
sleep,
phrases. You're
especially
commanding
during
reality
deep
at
REM
an energetic
cycles,
level.
you're capable of
Remember that you are
accessing
far more
knowledge
powerful
and
than you've been
awareness
taught
that
to
would
believe.
liberate you
The entire
from their
control system on this planet
So
is
they eat
designed to make you
affirmation.
forget your
Get
true
your
nature as an
crystals,
infinite
write in your
spiritual
journal when
being.
you wake up.
The Archons are
tomorrow
terrified
start
of
doing your
humans who remember
reality
who they
checks.
really are.
Keep going with
Fully
this
awakened human
consistently for at
being
least
operating
30
from their
days.
divine
30
power
days of
is
conscious
unstoppable.
protection
They
and
cannot
intention
be
work will
manipulated.
demonstrate
They
to you
cannot be
irrefutably
controlled.
that you're not
They
a
cannot be
victim.
fed upon.
You will notice change.
That's what you're
these
becoming
emotions.
every time
The
you
difference is in
resist
how the
fear.
dream feels.
Every time you
A
choose
regular
awareness
anxiety
over
dream about
ignorance,
falling will feel
every time
chaotic
you
but somewhat
reclaim your
familiar.
sovereignty in the
An
dream
Archonic
state.
attack feels different.
Your falling dreams can actually become a
feels
gift if you use them
intensely
correctly.
malevolent.
They're showing
There's
you exactly
often a
where you need to
presence
strengthen
in
your
you'll
spiritual
start to
practice.
feel an
They're
inner
revealing
strength you may
vulnerabilities in
have
your energy
forgotten
field.
you
They're
possessed.
giving you opportunities
This
to
is
practice
your
courage and
birthright.
develop
This
lucidity.
is your power.
Every falling dream
Now
you
claim
successfully
it.
transform or wake
Thank
up
you
from
so
without
much
falling
for
into
watching
fear
this
is a
deep
victory.
dive into
You're
one of the
literally
most
training yourself
ignored
to be
aspects of
unshakable.
spiritual warfare.
You're
in life.
developing skills
Maybe
that
you're
will
anxious
serve you
about a
not just
situation
in
at
dreams,
work.
but in
Maybe
every
your
area of
relationship
life
feels
where you face
unstable.
challenges
Your mind
and
uses
attacks.
the metaphor of falling
Time to
depression.
act is now.
Eating high
Tonight,
vibration
before you go to
foods
sleep,
and
implement at least
cultivating
3 of
joy
the
and
practices we
gratitude,
discussed.
you become less
Set your intention
accessible
for
to
to these entities.
Create a visualization
like
of light around you.
and
Place crystals near your bed. Speak your affirmation of sovereignty.
But I
want
wanna
to emphasize something
to doing
crucial
reality
here.
checks throughout
This
the day.
work is not
These
about
aren't
living in a
complicated
state of
rituals.
constant
They're simple
vigilance
practices
or
that
paranoia
create profound
that would
shifts
actually
in your
lower your
energetic reality.
vibration and make you more
The
vulnerable.
Archons have had
The
free
goal is to
access
become
to
aware
human
to take-
consciousness
You're
for far
becoming
too
dangerous
long.
to the
It's time to
parasitic
close the
structures
doors
that
It's time to
feed on
take back your
human
dreams.
consciousness.
It's time to rise instead
Prayer
of fall.
and
Acted in a falling dream.
As you begin this
everything
journey of
changes.
reclaiming your dream space,
you realize
understand
that you're in
that
a
this is not a
reality where
one-time
consciousness
fix.
creates
This is an
form,
ongoing
where your
practice, a
intention
commitment
shapes
to your
spiritual
spiritual
patterns
sovereignty
that
that
compounds over
fear
time.
and
The
control
more
that have
consistently
been
you work with these
encoded
techniques,
into
the
human
stronger your energetic
consciousness,
boundaries become.
the practices
Think of it like
work.
building muscle.
And that's
Each time
what
you
matters.
successfully navigate a
You
falling
will
dream with awareness and intention,
tangible
you're strengthening your
changes in your
spiritual
dream
immune system.
life
The
and
Archons
in your
will test you.
waking
That's what they do.
consciousness.
But with each test you pass, you become
energetic
increasingly resilient, increasingly
The Archons
untouchable.
have had free access
Many people
to
report
human
that after implementing these
consciousness
practices
to
drain
just
your
a few
energy
weeks,
and block
the frequency
your
of falling
spiritual
dreams
progress.
drops dramatically.
First, you need to
Some
reclaim
stop
your power in the
experiencing them
dream
entirely.
state.
This
Others
starts
find that when
before
they
you
do
even
fall,
go
they
to
catch
sleep.
themselves
Your
mid-fall and
pre-sleep
take control of the
routine
dream.
is absolutely
These aren't
critical.
coincidences. You need
These
to
are the
create
direct
a protective
results of raising
energy
your
field
vibration
around
and
yourself
establishing
and
clear
your dream
energetic
of
boundaries.
falling. You're not
literally
just
making yourself
experiencing
unavailable
a
to be attacked.
random neurological
The
event.
entities move on
You're
to easier
experiencing
targets,
a
to
direct
people who are still
interference in your
operating in
spiritual
ignorance and
development.
fear.
But I want
Think
to
about what
emphasize
falling
something crucial
represents
here.
on a
This
symbolic
work is not
level.
about living in a state
Falling
of
is
constant
about
vigilance or
on your
paranoia.
consciousness
That would
rather
actually
than
lower
dull
your
it.
vibration and make you more
This is
vulnerable.
practical
The goal is to become
spiritual
aware, to
warfare.
take protective action, and then to
Let's
maintain
talk
that
about the
protection
role
while
of
going about your
light.
life with
My
joy,
dreams
purpose, and
are my
connection.
own.
You're not
No
trying to
entity
constantly
may
battle the
interfere
Archons.
with my
You're simply closing the
consciousness
door so
without
they
my
can't get in.
permission.
You're
Once that door is
establishing
closed
boundaries
and you've
in
established
the
your
energetic
sovereignty,
realm,
you can focus
you're
your
making
energy
it
on
clear
what truly
that you are
matters.
not
Your
available
spiritual
to be
growth,
fed upon
your
or
relationships,
awakening.
your creative
Right
expression,
when you're on the
and your
verge of a
service
breakthrough,
to others.
right when you're about to step into greater power and awareness,
because they align
the
with
attacks
deeper
can
universal
intensify.
principles.
This
Protection
is the
isn't something
Archons'
foreign or
last-ditch
strange.
effort to pull you
Every
back.
organism in
If
nature
you're
protects
experiencing
itself.
frequent
Trees
falling
have bark,
dreams right
animals
now,
have skin and
consider
fur
that
and
you might be
shells.
closer.
For
You have an
waking
energetic
hours.
field that's
Several
naturally designed
times
to keep
throughout
out
the
what
day,
doesn't serve
ask
you.
yourself,
We're
am I
just strengthening
dreaming
and
right
making
now?
conscious
Look at
what's
your
already
hands.
there.
Try to push
We're
your finger
removing the
through your
blocks and
palm,
interferences
reaching
so your
inward and
natural
discovering
protection
your
can
true
function
power.
fully. Every addiction
This
is
is
a
not
doorway
about
for
adding
Archonic
anything
influence.
external.
This
It's
doesn't
about
mean you have
clearing
to become
away
a monk
what's
living
been
in a
suppressing
cave,
your
but
natural
it does mean you
power.
need to be honest with yourself.
Consider
about
also
what
that
you're
as you
allowing
heal
into
from
your
Archonic
mind,
interference,
body, and
you
energy
may
field.
experience some shifts in how
Start
you
making
relate to
choices.
fear in general.
Fear is a
Fear
natural
itself
human
isn't bad.
emotion. It's an important signal that something
controlled by
requires your
fear.
attention.
When you
But
wake
the
up from a
Archons have
falling
trained
dream
humans
instead
to
of
live in a
lying there
constant
in
state of
panic,
low-level
immediate,
fear,
so
a background
stable in
anxiety
your
that never
own
fully
truth
resolves.
that
As you
external
clear this
validation
out, you'll start to notice the
becomes
difference between
irrelevant.
real intuitive
The
warnings
Archons
and
rely
manufactured
on
fear.
your need for approval.
You'll become more
When you
discerning
stop
about what
needing
actually
it, you
requires
remove
your
another
attention versus
avenue
what's
of their
just noise
influence.
trying to drain your energy.
Paralyzed
This is
before
one
the
of the
fall
profound
begins.
gifts of doing
You might
this work.
experience the fall
You might
as
also find that
lasting
other people in your life
impossibly
start to
long, with a
notice
sense
changes
of
in you.
doom that
When you
goes
stop giving your
beyond
power away to
normal
fear, when you
fear.
start operating from a place
So what
of
do you
genuine
do about
sovereignty
this?
and inner peace,
How do you
people
stop the
respond
Archons
differently
from
to you.
using
Some
falling
will be
dream
drawn to that
Archons
energy.
work for
Others
them.
might feel threatened
Every
by it
choice
because they
you
sense
make
you're
either
becoming harder to
strengthens your
manipulate.
sovereignty
That's okay.
or
Your
weakens
job
it.
is not to convince everyone.
The Archons want you
Your
addicted.
job is to
They
become
want you
so
dependent
stable
on
in your own
substances,
truth
on
that
technology,
external
on external
validation becomes
on
irrelevant.
anything that keeps
The
you from looking
Archons
to fear
rely
with
on
your
your
pineal
pineal
approval.
gland function.
When you stop needing it,
They
you
create
remove another
distortions
avenue
in your
of their
energy
influence.
field that manifest
As you move forward,
you remember as
keep
soon
in
as you
mind
wake
that this
up.
journey of
Over
spiritual
time, you'll
awakening
start to
is not
notice
about achieving
patterns.
some perfect
You'll see
state where nothing
connections
negative
between what's
ever touches
happening
you
in your
again.
waking life
That's
and
not
what's
realistic
far
or
too
even
long.
desirable.
It's
Growth
time to
requires
close
friction.
the door.
Challenge
It's
is how we
time
develop
to take
strength.
back your
What
dreams.
changes is your
It's time
relationship
to
to these
rise
challenges.
instead of fall.
Instead of being something that happens to
As
you,
you begin
they
this
become
journey of reclaiming
opportunities
your
that you
dream
consciously
space,
engage
understand
with.
that this is not a one-time
Instead of being a
fix.
victim of
It's
Archonic
stoppable.
manipulation,
They cannot
you
be
become someone who
manipulated. They
understands
cannot
what's
be
happening
controlled.
and chooses
They
their
cannot be
response
fed upon.
consciously.
That's
The
what you're
scientific
becoming
community might
every
dismiss
time
everything
you
we've
resist
discussed
fear,
as superstition
every time
or
you
imagination.
choose awareness
That's
over
fine.
ignorance.
But quantum physics
every
has
time
shown us
you
that
repent,
consciousness
you're
itself
your
shapes
spiritual
reality
immune
at the
system.
fundamental
The
level.
Archons will
The
test
observer
you.
effect
That's what they
demonstrates
do.
that what we observe
But
and
with
what we
each
believe
test,
about
you harder to
reality
manipulate.
actually influences
That's
reality.
okay.
Your job
So
is
whether
not
the
to convince
Archons are
everyone.
literal interdimensional entities
job
or
is
whether
to
they're
become
metaphors
from
for
without
the
falling
patterns
into
of fear and
fear and
control
victory.
that have been encoded
You're literally
in human
training
consciousness
yourself
to be
the practices
unshakable.
work.
And that's
You're
what
developing
matters.
skills
You will
that will
experience
serve
tangible
you not
changes
just
in your
in
dream
dreams,
life and
but
in
in
your waking
every area of
consciousness.
life where you face
Document your journey
challenges
as
and
you implement
attacks.
these practices.
The dream,
keep track
a
of what
sense
works
of
for you.
something
Maybe
dark
crystals have a
watching
profound
you
effect
or
on your
pushing
dreams.
you.
Maybe
You might
affirmations
see
are your most
shadowy
powerful tool. Maybe meditation is what really shifts about what everyone's sensitivity and responsiveness are slightly different. What's just noise, is experimenting, paying your attention, and doubling down on what creates results. This is one of the profound gifts of doing this work. Over time, you'll develop a personalized spiritual practice that's perfectly calibrated to your unique energy back into your body. This is so much more powerful than following a generic recipe. Here's something else you need to understand. Share what you learn with others, but do so wisely. Not everyone is ready to hear about Archonic interference in spiritual warfare. Some people are still completely under the spell of the control system, and they'll reject anything that threatens their current literal interdimensional entities, or whether they're metaphors for free yourself and then allow your freedom to inspire others. These are the direct results of raising your vibration and establishing that you're sleeping better, that you're less anxious, that you have a genuine peace and confidence about you. They'll start asking questions. The entities then you can share what's easier targets consciousness to spreads through resonance, not result for you personally. One final thought before you go.
Over time,
Everything
you'll
we've discussed
develop
tonight
a
stems from a simple
personalized
truth. You're not
spiritual
powerless.
practice
You were never
that's
powerless.
perfectly
The Archons and all
calibrated
systems
to
of
your
control
unique
exist only
energy
because they've
and
convinced you to
needs.
give your power away.
This is
They
so
can't
much
actually
more
take it from you.
powerful
They can
than
only convince you
following
that
a
you never had it to
generic
begin with.
forehead.
The moment
Visualize
you remember
an
your true
indigo
nature
light
as an
spinning and
infinite being
growing
of
brighter at your
consciousness,
third
the moment
eye.
you stand in your
Imagine
own
this
sovereignty,
light burning
everything
away any
changes.
interference or blockages.
The falling dreams,
Move your
the
attention
anxiety,
to the top of
the
your
sense
head,
of being
your crown
controlled
chakra,
by forces
and visualize
beyond
a
your
violet
understanding
or white
all
light
lose their
connecting
grip.
you to higher dimensional
So tonight,
regions.
implement
Your
these
sleep will
practices.
improve.
Set your intention,
will
create your
shift.
protection,
You'll begin
speak
to
your affirmations,
experience
get your crystals,
lucidity.
write in your journal when you wake up.
And most
tomorrow, start doing your
importantly,
reality
keep
checks. Keep
at
going
an
with this
energetic
consistently for at
level.
least 30 days. 30 days
Remember
of conscious
that you
protection
are
and
far
intention
more
work will demonstrate
powerful
to you
than you've been
irrefutably
taught
that
to
you're not a
believe.
victim. You will
The
notice
entire
changes.
control
Your sleep will
system on this
improve.
planet
Your dreams
is
will
designed
shift.
to make
You'll begin
you
to
forget your true
experience
nature
lucidity.
as an infinite spiritual
And most
being.
importantly, you'll
The
start to
Archons
feel
are
an inner
interference
strength
in
you may have
spiritual
forgotten you
warfare.
possessed.
Some
This
people
is
are
your
still
birthright.
completely
This
under
is
the
your
spell
power.
of the control
Now claim
system,
it.
and they'll reject
Thank you so
anything
much
that
for watching this
threatens their
deep dive
current
into one of the most
worldview.
ignored
That's
aspects
not
of
your
spiritual
job to
warfare.
fix.
If this
Your
content
job is to
resonated with
become
you, if it stirred
increasingly
something
free
inside you
yourself
that
and then
recognizes
our
the
power
truth being
together.
spoken,
So be part
please
of
hit that subscribe
Support
button.
this channel.
Turn on
Help spread this
notifications so you don't
information
miss
to
any of our
others who need
future
to hear it.
explorations
We'll see
into
you in the
consciousness,
next one.
reality,
Stay sovereign,
and the hidden
stay
forces
awake,
that shape
and
human
may your nights
experience.
be filled with light,
Leave a
peace,
comment
and the
below and share
dreams
your
of a
own
free
experiences with
consciousness.
falling dreams or
It's
any
your
protective
creative
practices that have worked for
expression
you.
and your
The
service
community
to
we're building
others.
here is one of awakening, of remembering, of reclaiming our power together. So be part of that.
Align with
Support this channel. The moment
spread
you
this
become
information
aware
to
that
others
you're
who need to
dreaming,
hear it,
you can
will
see
stop
you in the
the
next
fall.
one. Stay sovereign, stay
You
awake.
can literally
and may your
will
nights be
yourself
filled with
to
light,
slow
peace,
down
and the
to
dreams of a
hover,
free
to
consciousness.
fly